I'm still surprised, which I think every time I bring up with Dr. Rajput here, the message about, despite doing all these wonderful things, why are we still not listed amongst the best universities of the world? We should have been there. You know, this year, for example, in the QS World University Rankings, 2 Pakistani universities made it in the top 300. And my first wildest guess was when I immediately looked it up online. I knew Mehran's name was going to be there, but I was disappointed that Mehran was not there. But then one should not lose hope, because I would like to give this as a challenge to you, to Dr. Rajput and his team of faculty, and of course the students. But then if you look at the whole ecosystem of a university, the alumni also plays an extremely important role. So I would like to give all of you this challenge that you must all work together. You people in your important positions must also assist Mehran so that we are also identified amongst the top 3 universities of Pakistan. Like I said, the perception is there. We think we are there, but unless the world says you are there, it does not count. We may say we are the best. So there are a number of things in there that we need to work on, which is extremely important. And there are many things that I'll just have a few points here. What makes world rankings is what we should consider. First of all, we have to understand the psychology or the politics of world ranking. What rankings are we looking for? Some rankings are done by newspapers and magazines. The other ones are done by internet. The third ones are done by government agencies. The fourth ones are done by accreditation agencies. So we have to target ourselves what particularly ranking is the one that we are looking for, and we need to look at their criteria. You know, there are things like the Times Higher Education Supplement, the QS World, the US News and World Report, the Chinese ranking, and so on. And then the other thing we need to do is whether they are classified internationally or by region or by subject areas. So of course our focus would be the technology universities, and initially our focus would be the best technology universities, at least in Asia, if not in South Asia. These are the 2 things we have to do. But then what is actually the definition of a good university? And this is the one that says, one that makes a significant contribution to the advancement of knowledge through research. This is what I believe we are doing a lot, makes it an integral part of the coursework. So the coursework continues to be revised every year based on new advances and technologies that have come. Not just following what the HEC has told you, that well, this is the curriculum, because that is only the baseline, that is only the starting line. So any new advances that keep coming, at least 10 to 15% of our courses of our curriculum must talk about advances in those subjects. Teaches with the most innovative curricula and methodologies, and produces outstanding graduates who are successful in their professional life. At least I can vouch for the last part, that we have produced outstanding graduates who are all successful in their professional lives. The things that are of course important in a university, the most important, which I also mentioned very recently at the Higher Education Commission 2 days back, we gave awards for the best university teachers. 46 awards were given. And the criteria that was looked into was teaching, research, and creativity. And the reason we identify faculty is because it's the faculty that are the performers, that is the heart of a university. If a university does not have good faculty, does not have qualified faculty, does not have faculty that is involved in cutting-edge technology and research, then irrespective of the Taj Mahals you make, and irrespective of the funding that you receive, your university will go nowhere. And this is the main reason that the Higher Education Commission has focused. The first thing it has focused is on capacity building, the faculty development program. You know, currently there are 13,600 scholars on HEC scholarships outside Pakistan, out of which 9,000, I'm sorry, not outside Pakistan and inside, out of which 9,000 are working on their PhDs. 5,000 outside Pakistan, 4,000 with the indigenous program. We expect these 9,000, of course, to be completing their PhDs anywhere from the next 1 year to the next 4 years. That, of course, will increase the capacity of our universities, going from the current 20%, which is what we have on an average, that the PhD faculty in a university, to 40%. But of course, that is not enough, because even today, if you look at one university anywhere around the world, if you look at, just pick a name like University of Manchester, they have more PhD faculty than the number of PhDs we have across all universities in Pakistan. So that is the tough challenge that we have, is we need to build up on our faculty, make sure that not only we have the largest number of faculty with PhD degrees, but even the administrative positions in the universities, the chairman, the deans, the provosts, the vice chancellors, are people who are scholars with outstanding research and administrative experience, because they become the leaders and the university needs to follow. They are the role models. The other important role of a university is where we need to reach out and understand that a university is not a college. It is not a school. A university is the most important heart in a region, and it has a role to play. And what we say at the Higher Education Commission is the universities need to build economies, the university need to build communities, and the university need to build leadership. The leadership must come from within the universities. And that is why the faculty themselves must act as role model leaders for their students, because unless the faculty is not a role model leader, the student would not go anywhere. Other thing we need to allow is the freedom of expression and freedom of thought. By that I do not mean politics, but I need a healthy, interactive discussion within a university environment, a stimulating intellectual discussion on issues, on priority issues that face our nation. And when we have issues like agriculture, food security, energy, environment, the universities actually should become the hub. They should become the think tank where these discussions should take place. It should become the forum where we need to guide our policymakers sitting in Islamabad and in Karachi which way the country should be going. Because unless the engineers and the technologists and the scientists and the economists and the business leaders, they play a proactive role in the development of this nation, unfortunately, this country will go nowhere. So you have a responsibility. 2 weeks back, I was at the NED University, and when we were students, we used to look up at the university, at NED College at that time, while this was Sindh University Engineering College. And I gave a lecture to the faculty also there. And I was very disappointed when I visited NED, let me tell you that. And I told in my talk there directly to the Vice Chancellor that I feel very sorry that you people are calling yourself a university. You should revert back to being a college. So here I'm very happy that Mehran is a university, because they are doing the right things. And we need to go forward from where we were in the past to moving ahead. And when we talk about universities building economies, then Mehran, of course, has a role where the technology that is generated, that is created within the laboratories and the classrooms and the papers of Mehran must be converted, must be transferred to the industrial sector. It must become a driving force. That is very important. We have a role to play. And that is why when I came out here to the convocation at Mehran, and this was, when was it, in June? When did you have the last convocation? Okay, it was in February, about 8 months back. No, I'm sorry, it was not the convocation, it was the water management conference, right? Yeah, it was the water conference. I was here, and at that time, I promised that we are going to bring out a water center at Mehran. And that is exactly what I am announcing today, that I have delivered on my promise. And when the USAID came to us under the Kerry-Lugar-Berman bill, they talked about establishing 3 centers of excellence under the USAID bill. One was going to be a center on water, the second was a center on energy, and the third a center on food security. So by lobbying in the USAID, and of course being in the HAC, we have been successful in bringing the water center to Mehran. So just like Dr. Rajput announced you, that Mehran Engineering University is now the lead university, working with maybe 5 other universities in Pakistan, including LUMS and other places, and universities like MIT and Harvard. They had a big meeting at the Higher Education Commission yesterday, and inshallah, we will move ahead so that Mehran stands out internationally as well, not just nationally, internationally working with famous international partners, and this will become, I'm sure, one of the best